to this very wonderful stream on this very wonderful day, the release day of Ambulance Live, a Paramedic Simulator. My name is Aaron. I am a junior producer on this project. Some of you might already have seen me on some of the streams that we did with Troy. You can see them on Steam. But I am going to be your host for today, and this is going to be just a release stream that we planned for you. We're going to be playing the game a little bit, and we're going to be introducing some members of the team. We're going to be having a little bit of fun, and we're going to be answering some general questions that came up in the past from the community, because some of you have already been very active there. And we're also just going to be figuring out what everyone who was working on the game thinks about it, and what it was like developing it and everything. So this here next to me is Jackie, our QA lead / director, and also on the side voice actress for some parts of our game.
Side gig I have, trying it out.
We're going to...
You might recognize me in the game.
Yeah, some of you might recognize her voice. I think we can jump right into the game if you want to... Oh, thank you. Moderation cards, wonderful. Now I know what questions to ask you, Jackie. We can already jump straight in. First of all, some general questions about the game that came up before from the community. We had a couple of questions that came in, and those were first of all, a quick summary about what Ambulance Life is about. This game is a simulator. This is something that was important for us at the very beginning. We wanted this game to kind of embody the day-to-day dealings of a paramedic, and we also at the same time wanted this game to be fun. This is something that is going to come up a lot also during the stream, because it was a question that went through the entire development, which was, do we make a certain aspect of the game more realistic, or do we make it a bit more gamey and a bit more fun? You can see a lot of different, you can see this kind of back and forth all throughout the game, and we're going to be exploring it a lot here. I think one of the examples that I like best here was at the very beginning, when we had only started development. We were kind of thinking about how to kind of balance this out, and we were thinking about how to deal with our in-game handbook. So you have a handbook in the game that you kind of open up, and there you can check out all of the different tools that you have in the game. I think, Jackie, if you show it, yeah, there, exactly. You can flip through it. You'll see descriptions for everything. And we wanted to kind of decide, hey, how often do we let players gain access to this? Because if we think of it from a realistic standpoint, then if there's a car crash and you're a paramedic and you're coming in and you're going like, okay, sir, let me help you. I'm a professional. I'm going to save your life as I rifle through this handbook, figuring out why there's blood coming out of your ears, right? So one of the initial ideas or designs that we had was that patients would get actually a little stress debuff every time you open up the handbook to check something out, because if this were completely realistic, then that would be unprofessional. But especially during some of the playtests that we had, we realized that a lot of people were struggling with the kind of systems that we had in the game, especially the kind of the different treatment options that you had, the way the vitals interact with the patient and everything. So we decided to actually go the complete opposite direction, and there go a bit away from the realism and the simulation aspect, and to gameplay fun, and to giving players that little bit of extra edge that they would have over actual paramedics. And now, if you open up a handbook in-game, the game is actually paused. It's not the same with the patient protocol, but it is the case with the handbook. So this is one of the many things that are going to be, that we'll probably be mentioning throughout the game. All right, we're in the middle of a call-out right now. You can see that we currently have somewhere in the city, then an accident has spawned, and we're just going to go there and try and treat them. Jackie, as QA director, what's your favorite call-out?
I would say the jogger call out. I mean, they're all quite unique, because as players will find out as they play the game, there's variations of these callouts, and it depends on which district you're in. And currently, we're in downtown, so this one has a couple callouts already. So to be honest, they're all quite fun to play, and each one has like a variation of instances. So it kind of like forces you to play the game more and more to just uncover them all. So hopefully, this is emergency callout number 34. Signs of being crushed. Oh, this is a second favorite. Crushed person. So I actually just passed it by reading that.
You like seeing crushed people in the game, do you?
So let's go back to the call out, which I got distracted in talking. But yeah, here we go.
Sorry about that.
Very
I shouldn't have asked you a question just as you were coming up to the call out. That was a bit mean.
Yeah, as a paramedic, don't text and drive. But yeah, here we are. Seems to be the crushed patient. So let's find him and exit.
Ooh, I can see them back there. They're under the
you
coil
can see
of
the
rope.
crushed patient? Okay, I haven't seen that yet. So
There.
yeah, for every call out, you receive a location. You can use like the map, as I did, to like navigate there. Oops. And yeah, once we find them, our first objective is to inspect or find the patient. Oh, there it is. I found it. See, I was looking over here. But John Doe, we don't know who he is, so let's talk to him. Can we? Let's inspect him first. What you
Doesn't
got?
seem to be able to speak, right? If it's grayed out.
Head checked. Yeah, but for some reason, I can't. But I want to see what this guy's got going on. Definitely a crushed leg with a big spool. But yeah, okay, the first objective is to perform amnesis and all that. Which, yeah, at the moment we can't, but let's talk to the witnesses. We can talk to you and ask them to move. I don't want to talk to you next to the bathroom, so
It's very
let's move you
unhygienic.
over there.
It was
Okay,
one
now
of
let's
the-
talk to you.
This is one of the very late additions to the game, the ask to move button. We used to not allow witnesses to be able to move just out of technical reasons. But that was a huge annoyance during all of testing because sometimes they'd block entrances and everything.
Yeah, definitely a joy to test. With every iteration you fix a lot of stuff, but along the way you kind of break things. So it's just the beauty of developing and testing games. All right, let's try it again. No, all right. It wants us to put it in the patient, put the patient on the stretcher. So that's what we're gonna do.
I think the reason why we're not able to perform anamnesis on this patient is because the patient isn't able to speak.
Right. Yeah.
There's a couple of different reasons why the patient can't speak. Which ones can you name? Have you learned your handbook by heart, Jackie?
Is a pop quiz? No, I can't. Should we look them up after we put the patient on the stretcher?
Yeah, we can. I mean,
but it's sometimes like life-saving measures that you can perform, like in certain call-outs. So, like, if you got a gunshot one, you can put the tourniquet and things like that. But yeah, and for instance, this one, let's just put them on there. All right, here we go.
Blood puddle right there. Nice.
Well, I got a crushed leg. So, all right, the patient is stowed. Well, on the stretcher. Let's stow him inside the ambulance.
Are his lips turning blue already? That's not lipstick, is it?
No, it's an indication that the patient is deteriorating. So we got to figure out what's wrong. What's great is I can perform treatment inside the vehicle, in which you do that here. Let's try and stabilize him. All right. Well, he had a crushed leg. I can see that now.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad cut there.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, take a shirt off, Jackie.
I don't know if we have the... So we have a setting for nudity.
Do it.
On and off. All right, we could try it out on me.
There we go.
Nice.
It's
all right, let's get
important.
some blood pressure data. Clear.
You
Okay.
can see the additional wounds there on his chest as well. He got banged up pretty bad.
All right. I'm trying to...
Okay, what's your assessment? He seems to be gasping a lot.
What should I do?
I don't know.
His lips are turning blue.
Yeah,
Okay.
his lips are turning blue. That's not
does
lipstick.
he need oxygen?
Let's figure it out, shall we?
Yep.
Take the oximeter.
All right. And we can put this bad boy
Stick it
here.
onto him. Oh yeah, his fingers are
Wow.
turning blue as
Yeah,
well.
I'm not a good paramedic, but...
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Jackie, quick, he's dying. Jackie, save him.
Yeah, let's give him some, when in doubt, let's give him some ketamine. Which we can't do, because I have to do the vascular access first. Okay. First, let's get some actual ratings on him. Which I just did that. He has a heart rate of 103. Was his oxygen's 40?
I think you want to know his blood pressure as well, right?
Yep.
Blood pressure cuffs. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
There's a live question coming in, actually. It's at Naken, which we aren't, but I think we can answer that question as well. Is it possible that the game will have a multiplayer mode? This game is going to be single player only. Unfortunately, it's not going to be. It's going to be playable in multiplayer mode for us. That was a decision that came in very early. It allowed us to, because every time you build a feature for multiplayer mode, you have to add a little bit of extra effort on top to make sure that nothing kind of breaks. And we were able to take that and kind of invest it into a couple of the extra features into the game. So that's why it was decided to kind of leave multiplayer out of the game. All right, so you've just gone with the option of taking him straight back to the hospital.
I used that moment to skedaddle. Yeah, we're actually out of time in our shift, so I wanted to start a new one and see if we can get like a different like call out.
Yeah, we kind of dropped you into something that we had paused at the very beginning. So you were actually working overtime all this time,
yeah,
Jackie. Did you know that?
I don't think I get paid for it, but yeah, we'll see. This beautiful cutscene. Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, we are no longer responsible for the patient. Yeah. I think that's kind of the nicest bit about being a paramedic is you don't have to actually heal the patient. You just have to like make sure they don't die on the way to the hospital. So
I did the minimum requirement for that patient.
Excellent.
But you could definitely spend more time. But yeah, I guess where do you want to go? We have downtown, which is fun. That's the first district.
I think
players will enjoy.
I think most of the time I've played this game was in downtown, actually.
Definitely.
It was the first district that we had. It was also the first district that we had fixed up properly.
So you want to do Eamon?
Sure. Let's go ahead.
All right. So let's do a little training, because I need that. So
I didn't want to say it, but
so I mean, we have different callouts. So the training one's obvious. You unlock per new district, and then the standard ones, which you saw was quite awful at. I didn't do any training, and then we got bigger ones. I don't know if you noticed the cat events, but we can get more of that later.
We can do more of that later. Let's not spoil. Let's not spoil the best bit of the game.
Yeah, I'm really good at spoiling things. But all right, enter the ambulance. It's easy. Okay, where are we going? Very far. It's always.
That's a nice little drive up the hill.
But you could enjoy the landscape along the way.
Nice, alright.
Maybe I should put my sirens on so people don't run into me.
So, Jackie, what is the difference between a normal call-out and a training call-out?
Well, it's in the name. So training, they offer you specific training on the different treatments and interventions you can perform in the game, which you could skip and you can reproduce the same results that I did, or get a better learning, get insight, and it teaches you to use the handbook and patient protocol. So yeah, every tool that you unlock does different things, and the training just helps guide you to using it better. And then yeah, the regular callouts are where you execute everything that you learned in those trainings, and they all build upon each other the more you play. So you got to keep playing.
Can you kill pedestrians during training callouts?
Do you want to?
Yes.
We can. But so during training you can. So you can.
What a shame. Okay.
Do that if you want.
Okay, so we're allowed to run over as many pedestrians as we want during training.
Yeah, you can't really game.
Is that how that works?
But during the regular ones, you can try that out. And I don't know, do you want me to spoil that for the players?
I have a feeling it's going to happen naturally during this entire playthrough that we're going to kill at least one pedestrian.
I never.
So we can leave that up for later. Yeah.
But yeah, let's find one.
I don't think I've been here before.
How about let's see if let's test it out.
Start knocking on doors.
All right, boom. Okay, unfortunately, No
they
game
disappear.
over.
All right.
No, they
Oh,
just
no,
spawn.
they teleported a bit.
Yeah, because they can't die.
Nice. Okay.
But in the real world, you know, you game over. But right, what are we doing? We're not supposed to run over patients or NPCs.
Yes, we are. I just told you to.
Let's locate a patient. And yeah, we're here now. What kind of
It's probably somewhere here in the area. Gonna have to look for them a little bit. Is the call-out marker directly on them? Ooh, that's nice.
Hello? I think I need to talk to this person. She waved first. And ignore the person on the ground.
Yeah, question the witness.
Yeah. That's when
So there's
witness.
different types of people that are going to be showing up at each call-out. There's going to be the patients, obviously, the person who had the accident. And there's also going to be the witness. So these witnesses are people that you can do some simple anamnesis with. So you can ask them questions, and they'll sometimes give you context clues that will help you figure out what went wrong. Sometimes, as is we've heard very often the case, they're just going to be panicked people who are panicked because their friend is dying, so they're not going to be that useful. So it's up to you always to decide whether you want to invest the time to really question the witnesses, or whether you think it's like, oh no, this person is clearly bleeding out, I know what's going on here, and then you just grab them and load them into your ambulance.
Okay.
What did they say?
So they said they were having lunch, and they started choking. But what I can see is this is a very interesting lunch they had. So there's
Fish
a syringe.
soup?
There's some fish soup, but
Oh, there's a syringe on the table.
what I zoomed in on earlier was a plate of olives, and or so I don't know. She was choking on something. But yeah, okay. Let's. I don't have the option anymore.
All right. I think the tutorial wants us to stow the patient.
Yeah, I know. See, this is. Want my free roll back. All right, let's go.
Did you want to do some more analysis
I wanted. Yeah, I was
outside?
gonna show off the food, but I can't do that anymore. It's okay.
Oh, what a shame.
Players will have to zoom in on it on their own.
Yeah, you're too much of a free spirit. The training is too. The
I
training
just
is
want
too
to enjoy the
restrictive.
game and take in all the details.
The training does turn off
But,
the occasional feature to help players focus.
But you can always go back here later.
Yeah.
Once you unlock it.
You can replay them.
So okie doke. Let's pick him up. Easy. Oh, now here you can see. I think he's choking.
Yep.
All right, quickly to the ambulance.
Yeah. Patients have
Very
different
good.
animations for different statuses. So like this person is clearly choking, so they're like holding their neck and everything. I don't know how many different animations there are, but like there's a lot of different ones that you can find, and they're all an indicator for something. So this is it's a really important thing to take into account.
Let's have a look at the patient's vitals.
I'm pointing all of this out because we've put a lot of effort into this. I want everyone to know and notice.
Okay, so we gotta apply diagnostics. I mean, I know that he's obviously choking, but what can we do? I gotta like.
Diagnostic tools,
Yeah.
yeah, there they are. Something else to mention.
Sure.
Sorry for interrupting you. We have a giveaway, by the way. If you are interested in receiving this game, and if you're also interested in receiving this game for free, for whatever reason, you can go to our Azir Discord, because we are like the developer, Azir, and on our Discord you'll find a bunch of community members who have been working with us and also been kind of already interested in this game for a very long time. You can meet them there, and there's also the aforementioned giveaway that you can participate in, and we're going to do a couple of these, and there's a chance for you to get a free key, free Steam key, I believe, so that you can kind of get your hand on the game there. That's going to be coming up a couple of times during the stream. All right.
Okay, so here I'm learning more about the
Back to treatment.
mask.
Yes.
Can be used to supply patients suffering from breathing troubles, which we have.
Makes sense.
Placed over the nose, mouth, continuously supplies oxygen to the patient. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so it blocks other usages of other interventions. So if needed, can't use the naloxone. That's how you say it. Ventilator, naloxone, and glucose. Usage is recommended when one of the following is suspected. Blockage, which I think we have. Okay. So let's administer the O2 mask.
I think R2 would kill him. To be perfectly honest.
Okay, here it is. I found it. Boom. We saved him, right?
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, he seems to be getting a bit more air.
Okay, and now we have to find the stethoscope, which is here, highlighted for you. Here we go.
Need to give everyone a little bit of insight on what's going
Deep
on under the
breaths.
hood here. The
Okay.
patients have different vitals. You can see the vitals in the top right there. But
Also
these
the patient protocol.
also in the patient protocol. Some of these vitals are a bit more complex than what the UI shows you. So, for example, we as paramedics can see oxygen saturation here. Right now, oxygen saturation is at 82%, which is a bit lower than you want it. But the way there are different vitals or different stats that affect this, which we didn't list anywhere. So, for example, the O2 saturation is affected by how quickly the body consumes oxygen and how quickly the body is like taking in oxygen, which can be affected by how fast they breathe and also like how clear their airways are. There's like different kind of like gaps that the oxygen needs to go through to get into their bloodstream. And all of that is being simulated right now as a part of our like patient simulation. So you need to figure out kind of which bit is wrong, and we did all that to keep things as kind of close to the real thing as possible. And this is one of the points where we put a lot of effort into making sure that this is somewhat realistic. This entire simulation game and experience that we have right here. Okay, so here for now, this training call out, it's told us, all right, that's it. You don't need to do any more. Let's bring them to the hospital as quickly as possible. The oxygen mask is everything that was necessary.
I think players are really going to love driving the ambulance. It's really fun to drive around, and you can get to the hospital as quickly as... Ooh, here we have...
Transport events?
Transport events, yes. Airways are swelling shut. What should I do? I missed it. I was going to administer morphine anyway, so I don't think that was going to be a good...
I think it auto-selected something because you ran out of time. You could bring in...
Was it ketamine? Oh, no, it
giving
was
him epinephrine now.
Yeah, exactly what we needed.
Epinephrine, you can always stab someone with epinephrine.
For sure.
I think epinephrine was like the third tool
When
that
in
we
doubt,
implemented into the game
epinephrine.
or something. It was the wonderful healing drug that we could always give everyone. It was back when patients didn't have all those vitals. It was when they only had HP, and you could just stab them with epinephrine. They'd stand right back up and go back to their daily business. It was wonderful.
Patient doesn't like that at all.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Question
Alright.
from...
Am I driving too fast? Should I drive and enjoy the scene, or do we gotta like...
There's a dying patient.
Okay, all right. Well, you had me run over someone earlier.
Should I
when
drive
we were
slowly?
going
It's
to.
like patients in the back end.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Look, it's the Golden Gate Bridge. No, I have a feeling they're not interested.
Wait, okay. Oh, well, as you can see, the parking guidance showed up, but we can show that later when we're trying to park. All right.
Sure.
Here we go.
Sorry, I was reading out a patient from the from the audience. How long have you been working on this game? Question that's come up a couple of times actually. The game began development towards the very end of 2021. This was when we were starting to work on the prototype and everything. And like proper development began at the beginning of 2022. So at this point, at the beginning of 2025, that makes it 3 years. Thank you. People behind the camera immediately going like, 3, don't embarrass yourself, Aaron. I can do maths. It's 3 years. I've been working on this game for 3 years.
I got a lower score than I did last time.
Well, it's a training.
Yeah.
They were holding your hand. You don't deserve
Yeah,
that
but I
many
should
points,
get
Jackie.
All right. Without the training, I got higher. All right.
All right.
Okay, so...
Do you feel confident that you can save people in a normal call-out?
Yeah. If it's the choking, yeah.
Confidence is everything you need, Jackie.
Make it till you make it. Okay, so... What now?
Regular shift and aim on hindsights, eh?
Okay. A 15-minute one?
Sure.
So you have different options, 15, 30, 45, but let's not do too much.
Yeah, definitely. Other question from UNS 33 and 34. Is it possible to customize our characters? Yes and no. So you cannot... We don't have our own character creator. We do have... I think it's 8 different characters in the game. Different ethnicities, different genders. We try to include as much there as possible to kind of make sure that everyone has someone that they can identify with and they can kind of enjoy playing. As I mentioned, you cannot change the faces of these characters, but what you can do is you can give them different uniforms and cosmetics. And the way cosmetics work in the game is you don't select like a single cosmetic for your shirt and a cosmetic for your pants and a cosmetic for your ambulance skin. Almost got kidnapped there.
I got distracted off screen.
But instead, how we deal with cosmetics is you're basically, by equipping a different cosmetic, you are joining a different company. So you are joining a different brand of ambulance or of paramedic unit. And then so if you join a different brand, then your entire makeup is going to change. So your uniform is going to change, and then you're going to get a matching ambulance skin, and I think your tools also change color. So that's how you are able to customize your character in the game. All right.
We're gonna go save unresponsive homeless person. They're in need of help.
It's in a different district, right? We're crossing over into downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you we're currently playing on a build where all the content that we have in the game has been unlocked.
Yeah, as you can see.
Yeah, you can see there all 3 districts at the top are free. At the very beginning, you're going to be starting in downtown, which is kind of it's not our tutorial district. It's got way too much in it for just being a tutorial district, but it's the way you start off, right? It's your initial home base. And as you get more and more experience, you're going to be unlocking many more different...
I think I missed my exit.
I
think I missed my exit, but we'll see.
Oh, sorry. Then I shall keep talking and pretend nothing has happened. As you keep progressing through the progression, you're going to be unlocking more and more different tools. You're going to be unlocking more and more different callouts that are going to be happening throughout the game. So you're not immediately overloaded with all the different content that we have. And as you reach the end of the progression for a single district, you're going to unlock a new district, and there you will then be able to progress to a new area of the map.
Paramedic's privilege. You get to drive off-road.
Yeah, exactly. And GTA, you would immediately be shot at right now.
All right, what we got here?
They've taken their clothes off.
Ooh, okay. What's happening? Oh, your forearm? Oh, okay.
You have a wonderful bedside manner, Jackie.
It's because I'm not really looking at him. Let's see. Yeah, I can see that. Do you have a blanket or a jacket?
Actually,
all my belongings in the cart were taken. Who took this guy's belongings?
It's a homeless person.
So
They're not the most fortunate members of society, unfortunately.
But what we can't do is try and calm them down, so it's at least something we can do.
Yeah.
From here.
Yeah,
and it works. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't always work.
Let's just see if there might be some medication.
Some patients react a bit unhappily if you try to calm them down.
Can't afford medication. Okay, I think we've asked enough. But let's see if there's something wrong that he's not telling us.
Look at him, he's shivering.
That's an indication of what?
I mean, he's not wearing clothes. I think he's.
But is it a symptom of something else? I'm not sure.
That's true. It could be withdrawal, or it could be something.
Is that something we can
different.
look in the handbook?
Try and have a look.
Shivering.
I think exposure is what that is, right?
Exposure to cold, especially when either the upper or lower body is insufficiently covered, which he does not have a blanket or jacket. Constrain the body's temperature regulation, potentially leading to a drop in core body temperature. If both the upper and lower body are exposed to cold, the risk escalates, so I gotta hurry up. Okay.
I think what you can also do is you can go to the evidences tab here.
Okay.
On the top right. And then we'll be able to...
Which I think my controller broke?
No, RB.
No, I think my controller broke. Yeah, my controller died.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on.
That's very unfortunate.
Oh, wait, I got it back. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're
probably.
good.
Okay. Okay.
Prize is averted.
Go to the evidences tab. All right. Somewhere here, it's going to mention hazards, internal issues. What about hazards?
Hazards.
Could it be in
of
hazards?
What, weather?
No. Notable behavior, skin abnormalities, measurements. Damn it! I want to know.
Notable behavior. What are we
Extreme
looking up here?
emotional stress. I'm trying to find out what shivering means. Substance-related traumatic injuries. Analysis info. All right. Well, I feel like there's no special page for shivering. We're gonna have to try and find this out on the go.
Finding it as easy, but
yeah, let's just put them into let's just put them into the ambulance.
The Do you know this person? I always have to like comb the area when I play games. Like,
okay, with that
gotta
hair.
Find all. Make sure
with
I
that
don't
hair,
miss
you have to
anything.
talk to them. Yeah.
I mean, we put so much effort in it. Yeah. But okay, yeah. Move away though. Unloading the stretcher. Cool.
Pick up the patient.
Let's pick up the patient.
Do you think the witness was a sibling? They have the same hair color.
You didn't say much, but I did ask him to move.
Maybe he was the one who stole his clothes.
He's overly dressed. I gotta say that.
For this weather, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
no,
you can get back up. You can get back up.
Yeah.
No
I'm
problem.
a little too quick on the trigger. And we're gonna go back in.
Yeah, there we go. You can still treat. This used to be a feature. In case you're wondering why Jackie was just so shocked.
It used to be a bug.
This used to be a feature that once you entered the driving seat of the ambulance, that you can no longer treat your patients because the game was like, okay, time to go. We can now. I guess you're in the driving phase now, and you were no longer allowed to treat. But thankfully, we removed that. That was part of the early development still. All right, let's try and check them. They seem to be breathing all right.
Wants us to ask it more.
We should try to find out if there was any drug abuse involved, because that might also be causing the shivering.
Okay. The usual.
I mean, the patient didn't mention anything about drug abuse, so we should be relatively safe there. Now, did you find anything lying around, drug related
To
outside?
be honest, no, I didn't look.
Okay.
But
there's a chance that that he just got all his belongings stolen. And it's not just a mild case of hypothermia,
but there
hopefully.
Is I guess nothing we can really do because I didn't gather enough information.
I mean, have a look at the patient protocol. Let's see what it says. It's the nice part. Okay. Category?
Yeah. Environmental hazard.
Environmental hazards. And we'll see which one. Yeah, it's got to be the environmental hazard, and then it's got to be it's exposure. Okay, so he was unfortunately just a poor soul whose items got stolen.
All right.
And now he's got hypothermia.
All right, let's take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
And end our day.
Wonderful. You've saved someone. Or, well, I don't think you've saved someone.
Along the way,
I don't think we're capable of doing that, but you did help someone at least.
I'm going to take him back to this hospital.
There's another one closer by, I think, right?
Can I take him to that hospital?
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Our patient doesn't like that at all.
Right. Our patient doesn't like that at all. Did you hear that, Jackie?
What did you say? No.
We have the game on quiet so we can speak easier in case everyone in the stream was listening. But the lady just said our patient doesn't like that at all because you bumped into a thingy. This is one of the voice lines that we toned down after the demo had gone live, because our core paramedic, or our paramedic partner, who we nicknamed Angela, even if they're a male, was a bit overly talkative, so we've toned her down a bit. It's been a bit of a meme in development ever since. Jackie, thank you very much for saving so many people.
Pleasure as always.
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.
We'll see each other during the celebrations later today.
Hands are really sweaty.
And I would like to introduce a new person. who is Mark Bosch.
Hey, Aaron.
Have a
How
seat.
are you?
I am doing very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I was stuck in traffic, and but I already got my instruments right here, so I need to check if everything's okay with you right now.
Yes, yes. How do I?
So, look, yeah. You don't sweat.
Mhm.
Oh, you do sweat a little.
Yeah, I'm a bit greasy. I'm sorry about that.
Should we do something against that, or just play the game?
How were you planning to make me less greasy, Mark?
Less greasy. Let me go into the handbook. What does the handbook say when people are greasy? Is greasy the same thing as when they're obese? No. The one grease is not the other grease,
you
right?
tell me, Mark.
So I'm just taking a sip of my official San Pellicano cup
You
now.
have merch? Wait. Why do you have merch and I don't?
Oh. That's the very first prototype. So
That's
first we focus at Azier in making the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then comes the merch.
I think we need to introduce you first, Mark.
Yes.
Who are you in
I
the
am
development
my
context of
micro's
the
here
game?
somewhere. I am the BizDev, it's called, and the publishing director. So I make sure that we have, for all the great games we have at Azier, we've got a publisher.
Mhm.
And for this, we've got Nacon, which are who are, of course, now giving us their channel and their reach today, so we can play live. And I was sitting in the car and already watching the Twitch stream. So you covered so many things. You already hopped into the other district, some district that I am not really fond with. So don't know. What have you done already? What have you shown already?
Well, we've shown one tutorial mission,
Mhm.
which is like one of the more restrictive missions.
You wanted to kill people.
Yes, of course I do.
You at least tried.
Mark, I work on this project to make up for all the karma that I gather in life, not to not to enhance it.
So what's your body count in the game?
In the game,
Yeah.
I think if you look at my Steam account, it's at 360 hours, so make that about 1,050 patients.
Yeah. No, I mean the patients that you had that you actually drove over.
1,050 patients.
Not the ones that you killed, I mean. Also 1,050? So nobody survives when you have a shift?
I mean, I try, but then, but then right before I reach the hospital, it's like, nah, this person has it coming, and then I usually abandon shift. It's what happens during testing.
So we've got a live question that just came in. Is what are the big changes from the demo? I mean, the demo goes until the first catastrophic event when the bridge collapses. I think that's the end of the demo. What are the big changes? I mean, everything. The demo is just a very, very small part, right?
Yes, the demo was this little treat that we had planned for the end of Christmas, or yeah, for the beginning of Christmas, much rather. It only contained 3 shifts, and it contained a little special shift that kind of guided you through the little individual parts of the game,
Mhm.
that like the basic gameplay of 3 standard callouts, and then the catastrophic event, which we kind of teasered. What you will now be playing is you are going to be unlocking these individual districts, and when you start a new shift, you're not going to have 3 predetermined callouts, which was the case during the demo, but you would instead have you're instead going to have generated callouts, which are going to happen all over the district or even in neighboring districts that you've unlocked, and they're going to be different every single time. So they're not going to be the same. And even if you have a new callout that happens at the same location, there's going to be a chance that the patient is then going to have different injuries, that they're going to have slightly different situation. They might have pre-existing conditions that patients before there didn't have. So it's to make sure that everything is different, so that you kind of get used to anything or kind of learn things by heart.
So you were part of the whole project, right?
Yes.
So you oversaw it. So one question that also was there before I kick you out and I just bring somebody else in. How many languages are in there, and are they only written, or is there audio files that I can hear?
The different languages, so we have 12 different languages. I don't know them by heart, but the languages are always translated for the text, and the voiceover, so the different audio files, they're all in English. So even if you switch to Spanish, for example, they would still be speaking in English, but you would be getting Spanish subtitles, for example.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah? All right.
Trauma.
focus. Oops, 1 second. Going to be analyzing this person. Oh,
Yeah.
I think they just went unconscious. That's not good. 1,051 coming right up. I think I need to.
So you're just
load them
basically putting her on the stretcher and getting her to the hospital right now, right?
Yeah, there is a witness right there, but I
Mhm.
can see that they were choking, so they were holding their neck again.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a decent feeling about what might be the problem here. Either they were swallowing food, because this is a restaurant,
Yeah.
and then they were kind of having trouble there, or they had an allergic reaction. There's a chance that something else is happening, but I would like to save this patient. And therefore I'm going to rush things a little bit. I'm just going to load her in.
So are you rushing to the hospital now or treating?
No. I'm just going to rush forwards to treatment.
Okay.
Because, time is valuable, and I've spent time already talking about other things during this call, so I'm going to very quickly check. Where's the blood oximeter there? Stick it on there.
So the patient is still moving, or at least the chest is still moving.
Yeah, she's still breathing. All right,
a little bit.
We have a chance. Right, trigger. All right, and then we're also going to get the blood oximeter attached here. Wonderful. Oh no, wait, that was the blood oximeter. I already attached that. My bad. Blood pressure cuffs is what I wanted. Stick it there. You can attach multiple blood oximeters. That's
Mhm.
wonderful. Unfortunately, her oxygen rate is now not at 160.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. All
Oh,
right.
so the blue, the lips are turning blue now.
Yep. Let's quickly inspect her face to make sure that this information is gathered in the patient
Mhm.
protocol. Then we'll press the right bumper. And we can see here, wonderful, the patient protocol is open. You can see her vitals aren't looking great. The patient protocol appears to be of the opinion that this is a cardiac emergency and that she's suffering from ventricular fibrillation. So here you can see the different the symptoms that are pointing towards this.
Mhm.
And now that we've selected this, the pop-up on the top left is going to tell us what we can do. So the main thing that we should do now is transporting them back to the hospital, because that's apparently what we want to do. But before we do that, I just very quickly want to give her a little zap.
Little mask for
I
oxygen.
mean, the mask makes sense, yeah, if her lips are turning blue. That's true. Do this. Give her some oxygen.
So
Alright,
she shut
that
her
should help.
eyes. Emergency call out, stabilize. Okay.
Yes, she fell asleep because she was so calm. I'm going to assume that that's the case, and then ignore her and drive her to the hospital, because we are paramedics.
I love the hair. I love the hair of that paramedic. It's just so swooshy all over the place. It always
Definitely, yeah.
reminds me of Ready to Rumble on Dreamcast. But do you still remember Dreamcast?
Mark, I have no clue what that is.
Perfect. Perfect. That is a console from long time ago. When
I think we
was
come
young.
from different generations.
I do think so as well. Okay, let's rush to the hospital, and then
We can
we...
rush to the hospital. I think we have another guest waiting.
Yes,
as
we
well,
have a
right?
guest waiting, but you're taking so long going through traffic.
Excuse me, these people are deaf.
That is exactly what I had like half an hour ago. Yeah, of course you crash into police car. That is very sensible.
They are the law, Mark. I would go out and complain. I'm going to administer ketamine
I'll handle it.
just to try and calm her down a bit.
Oh, you are treating her right there?
Yeah, there was a transport event right now,
Ah.
which usually happens if the patient's condition. Excuse me, sir. Move out of the way. Which usually happens if the patient's condition deteriorates very far. So I hope the ketamine helped. Well, I don't think it helped, but it might have calmed her down a bit. Or it might have improved her mood. She's going to die. It's going to be 1,051, but she is going to die happily.
Patient
and that's all I ever
found,
wanted.
treated, admitted.
Yeah, she had an allergic reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we
But
should have
nothing
done.
that you caused, but
No.
the food that she ate.
No, it was my fault. I didn't.
was your
ask.
fault?
I didn't ask the witness. The witness would have told me that she had an
you
allergy.
could have done that
Yeah.
next time.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we'll switch seats, and
Yes.
we'll have a new guest. Thank you
Sure.
so much for being here in the stream.
Well, I'm happy that you're here and taking over.
Yeah, I'm trying to take
controller.
over and kill people, I guess.
Don't use me as a good example, Mark.
Okay, let's just see how that goes. Okay, as a next guest, let me just put that on the chair that you all can't see, but I see. So we have Siggy, right? You ready? You want to come in? Oh, you're switching microphones. Perfect. Okay, until then, I'm just rushing to... Where's my ambulance? There it is. And we just want to hop in there. Wait for the next call out. Come on, hop in. Come on, let's go. That's my points. Thank you so much. Okay, what do we have? We could do a catastrophic event. Could do a training as well. Catastrophic? Yeah, let's go for the catastrophic event. Sorry. Hi, Sigi, how are you?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi. So, just tell the people, who are you and what did you do in the game? Because I know you've done so much, I couldn't really put it all together in one. So, what did you do?
Oh, I've been from the project since the beginning. I'm art director at As Interactive, and I've also been lead art in the project. So, I've been there since quite some time and saw a lot developing the project over the time.
So, we are going to try out the first catastrophic... Oh, let's just not forget him. Where's the other guy? Come on! We're trying out the catastrophic event. We've got multiple catastrophic events. How many are there in the game?
Progressing in the game, just as you unlock the districts.
Mm-hmm.
In the main game, as we have 3 districts, we also have 1 catastrophic event that comes in each of them, which is themed to the specific event district.
So we are going to see that those catastrophic events are quite brutal and gory. What's the rating on the game? The age rating.
Age rating? Oh yeah, that depends on the region. It's somewhere between 16 and 18. We originally aimed for a quite high rating because just of the of the topic and the theme that the game has. But we didn't come out all the way to 18, even though I hit enough, like split out intestines, open brains and stuff. But I guess just because we are not inflicting direct violence against anyone as a player, we didn't go up there. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can certainly harm patients quite a bunch.
Yeah.
Depending on the wrong treatment that you choose, you can severely danger them, even unalive them if you're up to it, or choose very, very wrongly in your diagnosis. But it's not like you're going after them with a chainsaw.
Oh, there it is already. So you as an art director, how do you come up with wounds? Do you look at very, very bad pictures and then have dreams about it, or do you try to keep it at work and let's go home and still have a bolognese and not think about wounds at the same time?
Well, yes, no, and no. Obviously, we had to look at a lot of references. As for every aspect of the game, we tried to be realistic as much as possible in the topic of stick creating a game. So we did quite a bunch of detail regarding treatment research as well as wound visualization. And there was certainly a bunch of usually not so safe for work imagery and footage on our screens. But we made sure the team is comfortable with the topic, and we are on the right track here. And I think it proved to work quite well with the game. So as you see the crisp up patients and corpses in various diversities here.
And right here and right now, I can't save everybody. So I've got 6 minutes now, and I need to find patients. Where do I see the amount of patients? Do I already see that? No, I don't. So where is somebody? Where's somebody that I can... Oh,
exactly.
That doesn't look good.
That was one aspect that was also important for us. We didn't want to do a hero simulation. As a paramedic, you have a hard job. There's a lot of complexity in itself, and lives depend on it, but you can't always save people. So you will most certainly not be the hero all day, but you can still be a lot of good.
Okay, let's just put on some. Okay. Neck brace. Trying to help him a little at least.
I also have put a triage tag on him, It's super important, so we triage the patients, so we give them a priority in which order they are supposed to be treated.
Yeah. So where's the triage button right now?
A.
It's A. Okay.
You can either give them a green tag, which means they're basically fine, they can be treated later. Yellow means they are in some urgency, but they can wait a little.
Yeah.
Red is they need urgent assistance. Black means they are basically dead or about to die very soon. So someone other might be prioritized even higher than them.
Okay. This guy just looks very different. Looks like, okay, he seems okay just sitting around, so he's getting a green tag. Let's just see. Who else do I find? And there's somebody lying out of the car. No bleeding. Yeah, let's just say also. Yeah, okay. Gave it a green tag. So how many more people? There must be people that really need my help. That don't just lie around, sit around, do nothing. There's a lot of blood. Somebody must have been here.
Only 4 more minutes. Times pressure.
There is somebody, but that doesn't look good.
I think he's beyond help.
Yes. Yeah, it only gives me the option to give him a black tag. Okay, that's over. He's also just sitting around. Hello.
But he has some very severe wounds on the leg.
So what do we say?
I would give him a reg. He's already sitting down. Probably has some blood flow issues.
There's somebody at the bus stop. So I love all the details. I mean, the bus stop, everything is so detailed. Triage. That is also a red tag, right?
Yeah. She doesn't look good. Looks like a lot of trauma.
And there is somebody who deserves. Oh, that's like a crispy chicken.
That's always a dark side to the job. Obviously, in these events, it's over-dramatized a lot. But
oh, there's somebody. He could be alive. Yeah, he's alive. Come on. Triage. Red. Okay. So anybody else there in the car? Yeah, I guess that's a black tag. You don't look you look very crispy. So seeing all those people, I mean, sometimes they're burned, or sometimes they don't have a head anymore. But I mean, you can take off their clothes when you have them in the ambulance, but can you really make them completely naked?
Well, obviously, unclothing is part of treatment and inspection specifically. And we did design a lot of fun underwear that's randomized in the game, but we also had to include full upper body nudity. So we show breast in the game, which is important because it's realistic, as objects like bras can be a hazard during certain treatments. So we added that. However, we did add an option for people that want to stream or upload content to platforms later, so they can disable that.
Okay. You said fun underwear. How do you make fun underwear?
Well, you make underwear and you have a lot of fun with it. Hide some Easter eggs, get some fun patterns.
Oh, you get yellow tag.
Things that you usually only see as a paramedic. You see the insides of people, like you would usually not in other jobs.
That doesn't look good.
So as for the events, they have a lot of randomization components. So if you would replay the event, you would not find the same patients at the same positions again. Also, a lot of the objects are randomized. So the layout of the maze you have as a level would change, as well as the danger zones that are placed here. So they have some replayability and always present slightly different.
So those danger zones, you mean like fire and whatever can happen. So if I go in there, what happens?
But try short. Else you will die. Oh, it's not close enough.
Okay. So there's like a focus coming around.
Exactly.
Like the aura.
And you can't stay there for long. Else you would go game over.
Okay. When do I know when I found everybody, or will I only know afterwards that I just didn't find everybody?
There is an option later to see how many people you missed, also how many people you did triage. A good indicator is also if you look up the minimap, we added markers as guidance component to help you see where a patient was found or called up to you and which of them you have already triaged, which is usually a lot helpful.
Yellow.
Especially since the events are resembled quite chaotic most of the time and there's a lot of things going on. It's hard to lose or not.
So do you have points in or markers within such a catastrophic when where normally people are, or are they completely randomized each time I play this?
They are related to the actual position of a patient. So if there is a patient, it will create a marker. But if there is a patient in the beginning, that's decided by the event and the seed of the event.
2 seconds, and we're switching. So where are we going to now? Because this happened automatically when the time ran out.
Exactly. So we're done triaging everyone we could. We're going into treatment phase now. So our partners have set up a field treatment area where we can, on a rushed level, take care of some of the patients we've been assigned. A random number between some of them. In this case, you have 5 people at your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ones that you already saw during the triage phase, and you're now supposed to stabilize as many of them as you can before picking one of them and transporting them to the hospital.
Okay, so 5 of those, and let's just see what we can do here. Okay, left upper arm, head. Okay, what's happening here? Right upper arm. She still talks. That's good.
Mm-hmm. You triaged her green. You can also see it on the top right corner. She's Irene Serrano. See her age, her gender.
Do you suffer from any current? Yeah, what happened? Something blew up. Did you recently take? She doesn't look too frustrated or anything.
I haven't taken any medicine.
By the way, if someone out there wants the game on our, where is it, Azure Interactive Discord, we have some keys for you guys. So they're posting the link in the chat. So if you want to win the game right now, oh, they've got a timer as well. 3:25 missing. Or is that, what's the time? Oh, wow. 3 minutes until the game is officially released. Let's just treat that patient.
Yeah.
Okay. The car crashed in front of me. Got hit by something. Got that. Let's just see if she's got any other things. No chronic problems. Okay, good. So, what's with the neck?
You can click on the body parts to inspect them. You could, for example, inspect the torso. You see some blood on the side of her body. Maybe she has a wound somewhere underneath the figure.
I see it over there.
It's subtle.
Okay.
Have to watch her closely.
Could be bleeding through the clothes.
Yeah, she also did mention some bruising, so she got some trauma from some object.
Mm-hmm. So let's just open the handbook. Not that handbook. What I need. I don't know how to.
She'll be taking over. I'm a mighty game developer, but I'm also a professional paramedic.
Yeah,
as you can see from my uniform, which I was wearing.
The real one?
That's the real one, but I can't wear it because of a green screen, and I would be Raymond. But I entrust you, I'm a professional.
Save her, please.
Professional, fictional paramedic. So I'm actually not saving her because she is a green tag, and I want to take care of one of the persons that is more severely injured, like this one, or one of the ones that you did not triage in the first place. I mean, this poor person looks not good at all. I would say we go into treatment with this one. And as I have played a little longer than you, I can show you what I would have chosen. Yeah. First of all, we give him IV access because we will certainly have to put some saline in him. He has burn wounds, so we want to fill up his body fluids a bit. We also want to take care of, look at that, there's already bubbles on it. That's like a second-degree burn already. I would say we directly bandage this one. We have a burn wound bandage that we can wrap around him and clean that up.
And now that is your number one patient, or how do you decide which patients to bring to the hospital?
I mean, we can decide at the end of this phase just by picking one of them and bringing them. Until now, I'm supposed to at least stabilize as many of them as possible.
Great underwear, by the way, and matching bandages.
Yeah, and he's freezing, so let's bring up the temperature a little bit.
Oh, that is actually not the skin. You see the goosebumps, is that right?
Yeah, you see also he's quite shaky, so he's not doing too good. And we can do a lot to make the patient feel better, just in general, besides just putting the regular diagnosis tools, which I always recommend to do first. Because then we know what's going on and we see the vitals also displayed in the top right corner, which is massively helpful. Let's also put a blood pressure cuff on the other side. We got a countdown. Our game's going live in
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
1. We're live! Everybody buy the game right now on Steam, on Xbox, on PlayStation. And if you have something that is called a Blu-ray disc drive, you can also buy them on PlayStation. And we also got them on Xbox. Yay! I don't know if you see the green thing anyway, but you should see the middle at least. It's for Xbox, the Microsoft console.
Where's that pink screen when we need it?
We should have had a pink screen, or a blue screen at least, but then you don't see the PlayStation one.
True. Okay.
So you know now the blood pressure because you put it on. What exactly are you giving him now?
I'm giving him some saline, which is always recommended for a higher degree burn wound. So I think he's good. Also, you see his vitals are all in the coma now.
But he's still shaking.
He's still shaking a bit, but he will warm up as the temperature. I hired it up so it will slightly over time come up to the point where we want it to be. I want to have a look at one more patient, which is this.
Oh, she looks like a medic herself, but no, she's from a chemical something.
She's from a chemical solution brand, and which was the other one that I didn't see yet. It was the yellow. Also found a yellow person. Oh, he also still has the triage tag on him, and he also has difficulties breathing, and you see blood dropping down his chest. So maybe let's look at him first. Okay, he also has a heavy cyanosis already on the lips, which we saw with Jackie before too. So let's put our diagnosis tools so we can see what's going on. Oh, actually has a tourniquet on the arm already, so we have to put the oximeter on the other side.
Blue.
Yeah, this can look really extreme. We looked it up, and it does look quite extreme on humans. Oh, I think he passed out. Oh, he has a ventricular fibrillation. Oh no.
Okay, you bring him back.
No. I'll bring him back. Just hang in there. I'm a professional.
Clear. Boom. Yes. Come back.
Did it help though?
O2 saturation is going.
O2 saturation is
down.
horrible. He's unconscious, so I won't do the O2 mask. Let's do the ventilator directly. So I can force down a tube his throat to make sure he's getting the air that he needs.
Yeah.
And I think he's the best candidate for transport.
For bringing him
He's
home.
the ultimate victim today. So let's end this phase for now. And
all the body bags, the black tags that didn't make it.
There's a lot of casualties in these events. And definitely a lot to see and to explore. So we hope our community and players will discover all the details that we hit there.
So you still have to get the stretcher out and load him in, right?
Exactly, and then we shove him in and bring him to the hospital. So we don't do in-ambulance treatment in that case because we already did it during the field treatment phase here, which is a unique thing just for the catastrophic events.
But you're getting points not only for bringing him back to the hospital, but all the other ones that you've treated, right?
Exactly.
Okay, he's on the stretcher and we're bringing him home. Does it make any difference whether which hospital I go to?
I mean, not per se, but obviously indirectly it does, because if you go around sightseeing like Jackie likes to do, it's not the best for the patient particularly. I mean, you can, but usually if you try to play the game as efficient as possible, you want to have the best vital situation of your patient to be stable in when you deliver them. So I recommend doing the shortest trip that is possible, and as the San Pellicano Central Hospital is just around the corner, we will be going there.
Oh, talking about San Pellicano, I'm taking out of my San Pellicano official cup. Because paramedics always need coffee. But as soon as you put him into hospital, we've got 160 yards left. We're going to switch over to Wolfie. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see what the points... Because, I mean, I started it, so you couldn't really help out.
It's a cooperative score. So let's see.
Because of me, it's a very low one, I guess. Okay, she's checking him out. Not losing time. He doesn't look very alive.
He's certainly unconscious, but he was at least still breathing when we delivered him. And you did see one of the persons, the red one, actually did not very good. He did had a black flag in the end.
That again.
But we got a B. That's not too bad. So could be worse.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
too.
making a great game. And I know we could talk hours about what you also hid in the game, because I know a few Easter eggs. But people, you out there, you need to find those. You can send us screenshots and also talk about those on our Discord server. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, let's switch microphones, and I'll just hop into the game back and try out my little bit as myself.
Don't kill anyone.
Thank you. I will try. Okay, let's go into a regular shift. So Ambulance Life, starting today. It's been out officially for 5 minutes, so you've probably already bought it and downloading it right now. By the way, I think it's amazing. Not only those ambulances, but all those other cars, and even, I mean, what I like best are those palm trees. I just love them. How they wave in the ocean breeze. And I mean, it looks amazing. Look there. You can actually see all those bridges, all the traffic going there. So let's just go and hop into our first call out. Emergency call out 11.
Alarm usually means get moving.
Mark.
So let's hop in, Wolfie. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing
Be careful, there's a
marvelously
big
well.
microphone up there.
Yeah, I put it there.
So, do you want to play? Because
sure.
you are the expert. Because I'm only the stupid guy who asks stupid questions and knows I have no clue how to get through the traffic right there.
Well, I'm the expert in making games, not in playing them. No, joking.
Okay. So what exactly do you do at Asia Interactive?
I'm technical art director, and I was responsible for, all things regarding technical art, which is basically like you could call it like an artist who tries to use the technical stuff in the engine to make things look nice.
That means that the waves in the ocean are from you.
Well, actually, no, it's from someone else. I'm director. I'm just delegating.
Okay. So you've got great people with you in your team.
Awesome team, by the way.
You're also one of the founders of Azier. That happened like years and years and years ago.
Kinda. I'm not technically. I'm not a founder.
Okay.
But, I chimed in later.
Okay. But people seem to love you because you've been so many years in this game as well. So technical art, does that, for example, we've got a lot of traffic. What do we see here that is technical art?
Well, the technical art bit about the traffic would probably be like how they are being rendered, how they switch from a distant version of the vehicle to a closer version of the vehicle. And I mean the shaders on the vehicles, the paint, the glass, particles that you get when you hit them. For example, I can
you are
there you go.
friends with Epic and Unreal Engine. That is what you do. You have to
I
love
wish.
the engine.
Well, I'm friends with them, but I don't know if they're friends with me. I hope so, for sure. Yeah.
No, but it looks great. But about difficulty, because that is also something technical. How do you do that? Is there a different difficulty settings in the game that you can manage?
Yes, of course there are. I'm glad you asked. So that's actually one of my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite parts. I'm really looking forward to people actually switching to the higher difficulty modes. Let me quickly check if I'm not even sure if I can do it here. I thought it was. Yeah,
There's
you do it
so
outside
many
of
things.
Yeah, there's a lot of there are a lot of guidance options that you can set. You get an option when you start the game to decide about your difficulty settings. You can switch them all around afterwards as well. And the cool thing about those are that they basically take off the support wheels. And I really like that, because I think when you got used to the game and you're really into and you understand what's going on, and at some point you remove all of this guidance that is like telling you what to do, it's becoming like, I think the game can change quite a bit, so that you like suddenly need to think for yourself, like you need to investigate and you need to make your own decisions, maybe use the handbook, and I think it can be pretty interesting. However, like most of the new players had a lot of issues when we did play tests, because it's such a complex game, right? And then
Okay.
it's really hard to understand what you need to do, so we kind of had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my favorite bit is when you turn off all of those things. So you want to go into the settings a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, tell me more about allow bra removal. No, just joking. But you've got so many settings. Of course, temperature settings that you also switch from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So those like basic settings.
Yeah.
But then you can make it more like a simulation game.
Exactly.
So what is that all about? Because as you said, you need to be very much into. You need to know the guidebook and the handbook completely, so you know exactly what to do if they turn blue, if they cough, if they hold their hands on the chest, whatever. So do you also get more points when you play like that?
No.
It's for yourself that know you hit it with simulation on.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's for those guys who might be a paramedic themselves and want to have the real experience with all of the extra stuff on the screen. We plan on extending that a little bit as well. So yeah, stay tuned. So what do we have? We have the of course, like streamer friendly options, blah removal, loading from last checkpoint. I mean, it's not really about the guidance, but it's about the, like, if you're a Souls player, like Dark Souls player, you might want to.
You don't have a chance of setting it back, because in real life you just can't.
Yeah. It's a very dangerous one. Like, if you do this one, watch out for the pedestrians.
Okay. They are very suicidal, I think.
Suicidal. That's the thing. But I mean, we're working with experts, and I've been told, like, some of the situations, they might be annoying as a gamer, but in real life, like, people are just really like stupid sometimes. So it's not too far off, I think. So
also regarding progression in the game, so what's the progression system for the players themselves within the game? Are you getting a better paramedic? Are those things getting worse and worse or more difficult? How does that work?
Yeah, should I maybe abandon the shift and can show
yes,
a little
please.
bit more about the progression? Continue. Close. So what you have on the right side here is the district progress, and the idea is that you play in those districts, and the more shifts you play in those districts, the more district XP you gather. As soon as you have enough district XP, your district level is going to be
I see.
upped a notch, right? And then you get all of those unlocks, like, for example, for level 2 or for level 3 or for level 4. And at some point, you're also going to unlock a new district. And that way, you just play yourself through the whole progression system until you have all of the districts unlocked, and you can play all of the callers in all of the districts. What's cool about that is that it's also that a shift becomes potentially more interesting, because you will be sent to other districts as well. There's just more to do, and everything becomes, you have a change of scenery, and you also use those interesting freeway connections that are, I think, kind of cool to drive on.
Yeah, you mean over the bridges and everything?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is cool. That is very cool.
Yeah. What else do you want to know about that?
So when you play this game, you've got all those things that you can do, but after you've done each and one of them once, isn't it boring?
Well, no, because there's a lot of randomization in it. Not just randomization, but like we try to up the replay value of the game wherever we can, right? We want to make sure that every time you play the game, you have a different experience. So all of the different callouts have a multitude of settings that can change the state of the callout drastically. Like, when you arrive at the callout, it might be that the person has an allergy, for example, and you could find something in his proximity that hints towards that, and then that kind of thing. And
also the hair colors change every time you come.
Yeah,
that is what I saw. I mean, you've got so many hair colors.
I have a crazy amount of hair colors. Thanks to Ziggy.
But is that something that you focused on, that you've got like 5 very different hair colors, or is that completely random out of the RGB spectrum?
There are presets for it that define like a range in which the hair color can be, and then as soon as the hair color is being rolled, like randomized, you get a hair color in that range. So basically, but there are also special hair colors if you want to have like an ombre look. That also exists.
But that is also something that comes from San Francisco, very open and very, I don't know,
Of course.
You live the best of your life, and that is also deciding your hair color.
Absolutely. I would like to be able to decide about my hair color.
I guess you could. I would love you with like pink. Yeah, pink. I would say pink would suit you.
I think it would be perfect for me.
So what else do we have? We have live questions as well. Will there be more equipment soon? What equipment do we already have, and will there be more?
Well, currently this is the equipment that we have. There is no plan whatsoever to add the equipment. However, we definitely plan on supporting the game further. Like if it goes well, play the game, please. We definitely there's so many things that we had in the pipeline that we definitely wanted to do. Obviously, like scope is always an issue. So we would love to, but
okay.
Yeah.
So let's just hope into the future that there will be more. But currently we have like 17 different tools, right?
Yeah, I think so. About that, also with the life-saving measures, right? There are tools inside of the ambulance. I need to go to a call out. So tough talking while driving.
Yeah, then I'll just try talking more. So I love the traffic, by the way, because that makes it so realistic. So you come through the traffic, and that is also something that you have to worry about. It's not only bringing the patient back to the hospital, but safely to the hospital, not hitting pedestrians, going through the traffic. And I mean, only now with Unreal Engine 5, you can put in so many cars that the traffic feels like real traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you lose points when you hit something?
Well, you don't lose points directly, but if you go too fast and you hit another vehicle too hard, you're just gonna go game over, and then that's it for your shift, and you get a penalty for it as well. So be careful about that. Also, when you have a patient in your that you're transporting, you have a chance to, like, hitting something will induce a so-called jolt, and that jolt affects the vitals of the patient, and from that stems then potentially a so-called transport event. I'm not sure if it already happened in the game, but yeah, it's dangerous because you have you have to decide how to handle that, and it also means your patient deteriorated. So definitely this one is mute, by the way, if you're wondering. You cannot talk to him because he cannot.
Oh, he swallowed something. Yeah, so difficulty breathing, strong bleeding, hematoma, coughing, pale skin, red skin, cold body, rapid eye movement, bloodstream. So at least he has some eye movement. So it still makes sense of bringing him in and not call the corona. So what else do we have from the community? How many different call-outs are there? So how many different kinds of things can you experience?
Well, I don't know exactly how many there are.
Roughly. 200, 2,000?
No, I think there are 15. 15 standards, and then all of the different proxies. Yeah, and the trainings, right. And the thing is, like, with all of the proxies...
You just drove over his head!
I'm sorry.
Oh, but he's got a grey hair color again.
Well, I was jealous.
Wow.
I was jealous.
That could be blood as well.
It could be blood, but it isn't.
I love the flip-flops, by the way. So there is designers that are making flip-flops?
You mean artists?
Actually artists that are making different shoes for different people?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, it's one of their favorite tasks, I think, coming up with new designs.
Underwear and shoes. So we've got shoe designers. We've not only got paramedics that are doing the paramedic stuff technically, but also people that think about shoes. That's great.
Yeah. I wanted to, like, what do we want to go into? Should I get into the vehicle and show a little bit of the...
Yeah. Your favorite tool. What is your favorite tool?
Needle decompression.
What does that do?
The needle decompression is when you have a pneumothorax.
Yeah.
You use it on the right side, like you need to determine on which side the pneumothorax is, and then you put the needle decompression at that side, which basically is putting a needle into the chest of the patient,
and then you pump it up.
Yeah, exactly, because there's like the lung is deflated, and by putting in that extra air, like, it inflates again, they can breathe again.
Oh, that's nice. So
yeah, it's really nice.
He's not really breathing good. So should we just try it out on him?
Of course, let's just give him a needle decompression.
It's a game. We can try
absolutely
it. We have to
right.
learn.
You know, I think that could be. I can imagine that all of the gamers, all of the players of this game, they're gonna basically divide into two sets of people.
Yeah.
one sadistic side,
me.
like you, who's gonna try to torture the patient as much as they can.
Yeah.
And then the other one who's gonna try to be a proper paramedic. Well, actually, you know.
Oh,
what?
he's bleeding through there.
No. He doesn't have a pneumothorax. Yeah, he is bleeding. Problem is, we disabled the application of the pneumothorax, of the needle decompression if he doesn't have a pneumothorax.
Oh, I see.
For
so you
ethical reasons.
can't treat him wrongfully right here.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to hurt him, except give him, like I could give him an infusion.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's give him an infusion.
So you can do a lot of wrong things, and of course they're not rewarded by giving you points, but actually giving you minus points.
Well, that's interesting about the scoring, and it's something I really like about it. That
Wow, that was a perfect hit.
Yeah. I had a
How
lot
many of those did you actually set? Thousands?
thousands, millions. You know, scoring is a pretty interesting thing because it can be a little bit like hard to understand, but the bottom line is that we want to reward the player for delivering the patient in the best possible way they can.
Yeah.
And you basically just get points for the difference between the state of the patient when you deliver him,
Yeah.
and the state you found him in.
So you picked him up, and between that and when you deliver him to the hospital, that is
Exactly.
basically measured. That means basically if I let him die and bring him back, that is extra points.
No, because we also count in what the worst condition of the patient was in the whole state. So yeah, we try to reflect the real world as much as possible.
Okay,
So it's really about, in the end, like when you play without all of the guidance, without the patient protocol telling you what to do, like with the recommended measures. If you play without that, you can just look at the vitals and try to make sure he has the best possible vitals that you can like provide him with. And when you deliver him or admit him to the hospital, then you have a good chance of getting a good score if you do it quickly enough as well.
Okay. So what are you doing next right now? What would you like to try out to save him? Because he's very calm.
Yeah. I'm super, like I don't play the game
No
the way
reaction, hematoma, unresponsive. So basically, he's not good at all.
Yeah. And so the best way is like you investigate whatever you can.
Yeah.
And then usually you go into the, it has been shown before, but you go into the diagnosis.
What do those numbers mean, 12 and 17?
Yeah, the higher the number is, the more likely it is that this is the condition he is in.
So the reason why he's not good.
Exactly, and we have all of those evidences that you find by looking at him, and each evidence counts towards a certain category in the diagnosis. And the reason we added this in is so that you know, like, what to do next. Usually, disclaimer, a paramedic does not do a proper diagnosis. He just tries to
help him.
Exactly, he tries to help him, tries to keep the vital in the best possible way. And that's something we needed in order to make sure that you always get the proper treatment without giving away what you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see, like, there's also a 12 and a 17, and depending on what kind of evidence I collect during the anamnesis, during the inspection, it might also be that those numbers change. And then the environmental hazard, in this case, the exposure might be higher rated, and he might have just exposure. Also, it is valid to switch the, like if you want to know what to do, you can also switch during the treatment, the diagnosis. It doesn't count towards your final score. Like if you pick the wrong diagnosis, and like if you pick one that is different from the one that we anticipated he should have, that doesn't count towards your score. So you can still switch in between just to get the recommended measures, inspect for bleeding, apply bandages if needed. So in this case, I'm going to apply a bandage here.
So let me just say this. We've got 7 more minutes until the stream runs out. We are still on our Discord server, and we've still got those giveaways. So check out the Discord server, and we've got those giveaways there. Until then, Wolfie is trying to manage this patient, and he just get rid of his jeans.
Yeah.
Getting him a bandage. So what did you find out?
Well, I found out.
There's more.
There's more. I think he has a bruise there. Well, no,
that
actually,
doesn't
no,
look
no,
good.
sorry. Need to go back. Investigate right lower leg. Oh, actually, I already investigated that while I was talking to you because it was distracting me.
So I'm
Right lower leg.
trying to
hematoma.
get back to things that you actually focused on in the game. I mean, all the tech specs.
Yeah.
You've got so many NPCs running around, doing their stuff, running in front of the ambulance, getting killed. But what's the system behind NPCs in ambulance life? Is there a system, or are they just randomly running around?
No, there's we have two different kind of NPCs. One of them are the patients and the witnesses, right? I mean, actually three kind. There are the patient and the witnesses. The witnesses you can like interact with, get a little bit of information about the call out. You can also send them away. They are part of the call and a little bit more like relevant for the gameplay, so to say. And then there are the pedestrians. And the pedestrians are more like, I always say, a kind of like a particle system and part of an obstacle in the gameplay, of course, in the transport gameplay.
So like the cars.
Like the cars, exactly. Obviously, they also like provide a lot of realism to the game. They're important, like to have the city feeling itself. But yeah, and those three work in pretty different ways. There's the pedestrians are based on Mass Crowd, which is a new system from Unreal 5 that we're using. And they have a very sophisticated system to be like simulated in the amount that you have like in the whole game, in the count. Like there are so many thousands of NPCs simulated at the same time, not visually, but like in the background, all of that data. Yeah. Millions. A lot.
No, but if you like zoomed
Depends
out,
on
how many of those, if you like stand on the
setting.
bridge, how many NPCs would you be able to see? Is it like a couple of hundred, or is it a few dozen?
No, you can like about 100, a couple of hundreds. You can definitely have on screen, even more potentially, because they are like, especially when they're in the distance, which they kind of have to be in order to see that many, right? When they're in a distance, they're being switched to a more efficient way of rendering. So basically, all of them are all being rendered at one time with a buffer of information where they're supposed to be rendered. Also, a very sophisticated system of animating them, where data is being forwarded to the shader that like transforms the vertices of the static mesh. They're also not skinned, so they're pretty performant.
Okay, that sounds interesting. We've got 3.5 more minutes. We need to get that patient into the hospital.
Well,
let's just leave him like he is. That red-haired guy.
I think I did a great job, by the way.
At least one bandage, and you undressed him. Don't know if that's the way to go.
Well, imagine you have a mark at your side while you're delivering a patient to the hospital.
So what you told me once is that one of the systems that Asia Interactive actually did, and I think that's a tech thing, is going upwards and downwards. So normally Unreal Engine, everything is flat.
Well, the city sample is flat. And I mean, the game is inspired by the city sample. When it came out, we used...
But also from San Francisco.
Also from San Francisco and the city.
Pelicano.
And the Matrix. Like we obviously took a good look at how they implemented stuff and made it our own. And one of the huge challenges that we faced while implementing that city was the elevation, because it is not part of the city sample, and when you try to do it, you know why.
Yeah.
It becomes pretty difficult pretty soon.
Oh, by the way, can you just go back a little bit?
Of course I can.
Because that is what I saw that one player already did. He used this on the right-hand side as a ramp to jump into the emergency. Can you do that, or does that hurt the patient?
Michael Bay.
Oh!
Okay. Yeah, of course you can do it.
Oh, you can do it.
You know, but that's actually on purpose. If you might find those ramps that are there on purpose.
Really?
Yeah.
So to find a patient, you have to sometimes go over ramps?
No, you don't have to, but you can, and you're gonna be
shortcuts.
Yeah, you're gonna be much more sexy while doing so.
Oh, so it reminds me of the A-Team, like going everywhere, like full throttle, and then trying to save the world.
Yeah.
And that is what we do. We've got 1 minute and 50 left. So what's on question? We talked about the demo. What about the cockpit view? Will there be a cockpit view, or why didn't we put that in the first place?
Well, we figured that the navigation, I mean, of course I do understand the simulation aspect is quite important, but for one, obviously scope, it's quite a bump up to add that CCC, like the character, camera and controls for inside of the vehicle, because you need all of the details, all of the animations. That's one part. And the other part is that the gameplay, we felt, just made more sense since you need to be so quick, like when you have a little bit more of an overview. So that's why we chose primarily the outside perspective of the vehicle.
Okay, also to not kill as many pedestrians as you normally would when you are in the ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the places, where's the questions? Are the places on the map where accidents happen fixed, or are they randomized?
The places where the accidents happen are fixed, but there are a lot of them.
Oh.
That has like the proxies, there are the 15 caller types, but there are a lot more proxies. And the reason for that is that we really wanted to make sure that we have environmental storytelling, right? We wanted to have someone who is able to like use the environment to put like things, have them lean against the wall, have a thing on the ground, have the patient placed in a specific spot in a restaurant and stuff like that. And in order to get that, we stepped away from the procedural way of like implementing things, which would be a pure randomization of everything, in order to have just a little bit more, what do you call it, like believability and so that it feels more natural. But we put a lot of proxies, so we kind of countered the procedurality with just with a lot of work.
Okay. With those words, we're gonna end the stream. Join us on our Discord server. We still got those presents for you out there. Do we anything else from nothing? Then you guys, welcome to San Pelicano. Check it out, Ambulance Live now on Xbox, PC, PlayStation 5. You can roam around and just going with your ambulance and whoop whoop all day long, or you can save lives. Go ahead, save lives. See you all soon, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for playing.